Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Gita study session. So I'll start with the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajnashalakya Chakshuramitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanada Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedvanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshanvadi Pashrita Deshtarni. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से द्वैत साधर शिवाशद गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Let me share my screen. So welcome again to our Gita study session. We are in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Karma Yoga. Karma means action, a work, and yoga means a path, a process to connect to the Lord and work towards liberation. This chapter starts with a question. Arjuna asked this question. In the previous chapter, Arjuna heard that Arjuna has to work like a karma yogi, by which he can attain purification of mind, and then he can focus his mind on his soul, and that way he can attain liberation. So in the beginning of this chapter, Arjuna asked this question: Krishna, if my goal is to attain liberation, why should I work? Why can't I go to forest and do the same thing, meditate and attain liberation? Why are you engaging me in this fighting? And Krishna says, there are two types of people. So one is Gnana Yogis, are those who have good control over mind and senses. They are detached and they can practice that. There is other set of people, Karma Yogis, who don't have enough sense control. For them, they have to do their duties. The Karma Yoga leads to Gnana Yoga. And Krishna condemns the Arjuna's renunciation, his thought of renunciation. He says, Arjuna, you want to renounce, but that is not good for you. Right? If you artificially go and renounce this world, go to forest and meditate, you're controlling your body in the forest, but your mind is still not controlled. So you first learn to control your mind, learn to control your senses, then you can think about renouncing the world. If one artificially renounces the world, goes to forest, artificially renounces, such a person is called a mithyachari, a pretender. He's going to cheat everybody. So even a person who is in the forest, he still has to work. He has to brush his teeth. He has to take bath. There is work involved there, right? If a person not doing anything, not brushing teeth, not taking bath, he cannot even meditate, right? So Krishna is saying, it is very natural for one to work, right? Arjuna might have a doubt. Krishna, you're asking me to work, but I'll get a bondage. I'll get karma bandhan. What should I do? And Krishna speaks this 9th verse. You work for me. You work for the pleasure of me. Yajnardat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you work for me, for my pleasure, offer your results unto me, you'll not be bound to these karmic reactions. You don't have to take birth again and again. You can easily tread towards the path of Bhakti Yoga. And in the 10th verse onwards, 10 to 16, Krishna talks about Karma Kanda section. That is why Arjuna has to work. It is not just for Arjuna, it's for everybody. In the material creation, whole creation, this whole universe, how this and everything works. What is expectation from God, from us, and how we have to live in this world. So that's been given in these verses 10 to 16. So that is the subject matter for today. So we already completed 9 verses, 2 sections. So this is the whole picture of Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell, where Krishna takes or talks about various stages of perfection. You can see the lowest stage is like a ground zero. The ground zero is the lowest stage. That is a stage of animals where there are no rules and regulations. They can eat whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Unregulated sense gratification. Indriya Trupti. Indriya Trupti means sense gratification. Unregulated. Right? So such a life is animalistic life. Higher than that is a regulated life. One learns to eat right things, lives a right way, how God wanted us to live. So that is level 1, Karma Kanda. So in this section, Krishna speaks about various things, how he created this universe, and what kind of knowledge he gave, what God expects us to follow and live in a way. So the purpose of God giving this message of Karma Kanda is we follow a right path, the dharmic life. So lower than that, the ground zero is a adharmic life. So we elevating ourselves from lower life to upper life, level 1, that is Karma Kanda section. And in a dharmic, in the framework of dharma, if we have any desires while working in this world, we can fulfill our desires in the framework of dharma in a nicer way, and we slowly develop detachment. So that is the whole purpose of this section, this knowledge. And level 2 is Karma Yoga. This is when spirituality begins. This is when one brings God into their life, right? And works for the pleasure of the Lord. And he could go in the direction of a Gnana Yogi, meditating on the Supreme, or Dhyana Yogi, meditating on himself and awakening his various chakras. This is called Ashtanga Yoga, right? Various chakras present in this body. That process is really hard. It's practically not applicable. Krishna also says, don't worry about that. Practice Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. That itself will help you to control mind, control senses, purify your existence. And later in the second half of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks in detail what is this Bhakti, what is this Bhakti Yoga, how one has to perform this Bhakti Yoga, to whom the Bhakti Yoga has to be performed. All those things are given in the second half of Bhagavad Gita, in the chapter 6 to 12. Okay, so we'll deal with this level 1, that is Karma Kanda section. So the purpose is, if one has the desires, one has to fulfill the desires in a dharmic way. Happiness by yajna. So 3:10, verse 10. Saha yajna praja shristva uruvacha prajapatihi anena prasava visyadhyam eshavo astu istakhamaduk. Translation. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods. Although with sacrifices, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and bless them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yajna," sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So in this verse, Krishna talks about, for the first time, about the creation, in the beginning of creation. We'll see in the next slide about creation part. But in the beginning of creation, Lord has created all the things, right? And He also put us into this world, in this universe, material world. And He also made a system called yajna, a sacrifice, fire sacrifice. And He also put in demigods, the heavenly planet, so that people can reside in the heavenly planet and they have a job to do. Right? The job of demigods is to produce rain. They work for various departments. So we'll go through that. We'll slowly analyze this verse and talk about it in detail. So there is a job for the demigods. There is a job for us. By such way, we can live a happy life. Okay. So in a simple example, if parents, they give birth to a child, it becomes parents' responsibility to take care of the child, right? So if I get a baby, then I try to give the food, and also I'll try to make her go to school and study and learn, educate herself, right? And also I buy the clothes. So I'm taking care of all the necessities of her. Similarly, when the God puts us into this world, He also arranges everything for us. Just like a responsible father, the Supreme Lord, as a responsible father of all of us, He nicely arranges all the facilities for us to live in a dharmic way. That is the purpose. If there are no rules, no regulations, example, if you don't have any traffic rules, what will happen? People go here and there, they don't follow anything. There'll be big chaos in this world, right? So similarly, God is saying He has created this system, He has created everything for a reason, for a purpose, okay, so that people can live in a dharmic way. So we see in the forest, elephants eat tons of food, right? Are they running out of food? Are they starving? No. God has given enough food for them. Even a small insect, a small ant on earth, God has given food for that ant too. So God is nicely taking care of everyone, all the living entities, not just humans. And God also supplying this water to drink for our survival. If we don't drink water, we can't even live. The oxygen is being supplied, right? So all this, whatever you see in this creation, they're all given by the God. They are gifts of the God. So about creation, here you can see the personality who is sitting here, lying on the ocean. It's called Kshira ocean. It's an ocean basically. So in the beginning of creation, God decides, okay, let me put all these living entities into this universe. It goes and stays there, resides, lays down there. From his bodily pose, many universes get manifested, right? And one of the universe is this universe we are in. We are on the Earth planet, but there's a bigger picture, like entire universe. All these details are given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the PhD study after Bhagavad Gita. Right? After Bhagavad Gita. So that is the higher level. So about creation, who has created, what is the name of the first person who was created, not created, who was manifested into this world, into this universe. What is his generation, what is his lineage. All those details are very nicely given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna talks about this creation in various verses of Bhagavad Gita. So that time when we hit that particular verse, we'll go into the detail. I can bring all those details and show. It's very nice, good to see. So the creation is not like the way scientists believe. There is a proper creation happened, right? So God creates the primary ingredients, right? And there is a other God, he's Lord Brahma. It is a secondary creation, right? The Supreme Lord creates the ingredients, and this Brahma takes the ingredients and builds everything. Just like a pizza company, there is a Papa John's. Okay, they don't make the dough and everything from scratch. Everything is supplied to them. They just press it and add the toppings and bake it. So same concept. So God gives the ingredients, primary ingredients, and this Lord, who is called Lord Brahma, he does a secondary creation of universe, and through Brahma, God himself sends many people, right, into this universe, right? You can see like many people gets manifested. The very important thing is the Veda, the knowledge, right? So the people who are in the mode of Rajas and Tamas, extreme passion and ignorance, they'll be put into this earth planet. They are the people who are in the mode of goodness, sattvic qualities, very good attitude, right? And who are also the devotees of the Lord, they'll be put in heavenly planet, right? And God also gives the Vedas, the knowledge, to the human beings on the earth planet, right? And basically for the entire universe. That's called Veda, the knowledge. So just like how we study, go to schools and study, same thing, God also has given this education system called Vedas. So what is in Vedas? So Vedas primarily deal with three things. Okay? That is Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. Right? So let's talk about why Karma Kanda section, why God is giving this knowledge for us. So we looked at the yoga ladder, right? So the lowest level, level 0, is the unregulated life, unrestricted life, right? So for one to live a dharmic life, for one to follow certain rules and regulations, God has given this knowledge, Karma Kanda, right? By which one learns and lives a dharmic life and tries to work towards liberation. Human life is not just to live a happy life. Human life is meant to attain liberation, going to the state where we don't come back. In the entire creation, the universe, the material world is only 25%. Entire spiritual world is 75%. It's a lot big. So the purpose of human life, we get this human life after going through 8.4 million species, after attaining, or our goal of life is to practice this karma kanda, live a dharmic life and work towards liberation. So that is the second stage, the Gnana Kanda section. That's where the knowledge is given about Atma. One has to know about who are we, right? Gnana Kanda section. And how can I attain liberation, right? By processing, by the process of meditation. And this is a little complicated. That's why there is a Upasana Kanda. It's an easy way, that is devotion, bhakti, devotion towards the Lord. So that way one can attain the supreme abode, the spiritual world, where one doesn't need to come back and take birth again and again in this world. So in the Karma Kanda section, that's what Krishna is talking about. In the Karma, what are the do's and what are the don't do's in the Karma Kanda section. Okay, so this section is titled as Karma Yoga. Right? Elevation, highest level of advancement from this level is Karma Yoga. Advancement of this level is Gnana Yoga. Advancement of this level is Bhakti Yoga. Right? Krishna is here now. We are here in the Karma Kanda section. And we'll see all these things in detail. So in the Karma Kanda section, what is in the Karma Kanda section? There are many rituals. What to do from the morning to evening. What are our daily duties? What are our periodic duties? What are our occasional duties? The purpose of all this is duties is to attain purification of mind, purification of consciousness. For example, so if when the human being takes birth in this material world on the earth planet, he is obligated to do certain things, right? Not live like any other species, but human species, this human life has a highest responsibility. Like if you see a IT company, there is a CEO, right? Because he attained that position because he has a higher role to play. He has a big role to do. That is the only reason they hire that CEO, right? Similarly, human life is also a higher thing. It's not easily attained. And we also have this higher role to play to purify ourselves, our existence. Right? So this we do, most of us do, right? And this is called Rishi Yagna. Rishi Yagna. Rishi Yagna means studying the scriptures. In short, studying the scriptures which are given by our acharyas, right? Gaining the knowledge about self-realization, right? And a way of living. Right? It's called Rishi Yagna. And the other thing is Pitri Yagna. So in this Yagna, Rishi Yagna, one gains knowledge, and second thing is Pitri Yagna, right? It's like Pitri is forefathers. One has to offer oblations to the forefathers, right? So there are more details to it, but I'll keep it short. Reason being, in short, one would develop gratitude, being thankful to others, right? So we do that. The followers of Sanatana Dharma, people, we all follow this one. People follow this. And there is Manusha Yagna. So this Yagna is to help other people, other living and other human beings. Manusha is humans, other humans. If God has given good wealth, it becomes our responsibility to take care of others too, who are in need of money. So one has to help them, right? And we also are obligated to this other thing, that is taking care of bhuta, other living entities, right? Like a cow, a bird, right? So all the necessities of the life are not just for ourselves, but also to others too. So this way, if a person does manusha yagna, right, helping others, he learns generosity, like sharing attitude, doesn't think this is mine. This belongs to me. I don't give to anyone, right? So one frees from ahankara, that like this belongs to the God. I share it. I donate it. That's why one develop detachment towards it. So there is a reasoning behind all this. There is a purpose behind all this, right? So bhuta yajna, living entities, one develops compassion towards all other living entities, right? Seeing them equally. And if you see in the followers of Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, so people practice all these things, right? And also where samskaras are given, like from the day before conception, before the baby birth. So there is called Garbhadana Samskara, Umshavana, 3 months, Srimantam, right? Jata Karmam, like that. So from from beginning of the birth, like 0, right? When it takes birth, it will become 1, like that. So entire 0 to 100 years, how long ever we live, various rituals are being given. Various rituals are being given. They're all for a reason, for a purpose. That is for purification. There's a deeper meaning to it. So, insight. Yajna is there from the beginning of creation. The process of a file sacrifice is there from the beginning of creation. Who created it? Lord created it. We'll learn about Yajna in detail. Right? But yeah, who created it? Lord has created it and given to us in the form of Vedas. In the Vedas, you can see all these various karma kanda, all these rituals. What is the purpose? Fulfiller of desires. So you can see in this previous picture, this is just a short version, but there are many things, right? If one wants to get a wealth, if someone is not having enough wealth in their life, right? So they can perform various puja to the demigods and they can attain the wealth. If they are having problems with family members or any problems, all those details are given. How one can get out of those problems in the Karma Kanda section. All this knowledge is lost. Nowadays, no one is practicing that. Okay, after British invasion and many things happened to India, and it's all lost. Okay, right. Anyway, point is, so this is a process Krishna is talking about. You know? If one wants, one can do this, offer sacrifices. I mean, do some yajna, puja, some kind of offering to the demigods, not the god, demigod. One can fulfill the desires. The whole purpose is to elevate themselves, elevate their consciousness, learn detachment, and not just going to God again and again. God, X God, give me solve this problem. Y God, solve this problem. Z God, solve this problem. Give me this, right? One will slowly, I mean, in a dharmic way, that is the reason this all given. It is totally allowed to do that, to go to a God to get something. That is totally allowed. But one becomes greedy, that is a problem. So that's when one develops detachment, like enough of going to XYZ gods, let me work towards liberation, where I don't need to worry about all these things. So that is a purpose. Okay, so life lesson. Krishna provides the necessities of life, but we have the responsibility to discharge our material and spiritual duties. So God, when He created, He sent everything, all the facilities are given. It becomes our responsibility to do our duties or live in a dharmic way and work towards liberation. That is spiritual duties. Okay. Maybe I'll ask someone to read this 3:11 and 3:12.
Yes, Prabhu. The cooperation between men and demigods. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. 3.12 A thief. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied with the performance of yajna, will supply all the necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief.
Thank you.
Sure.
In 3:11, Krishna is saying He created this universe and He sent demigods who reside in the heavenly planet. He also sent us to reside in the earth planet, and He also gave the Vedas, the knowledge by which we learn and do this yajna, the sacrifice, fire sacrifice. Right? So that's all karma kanda. In the karma kanda section, there are various yajnas are given. And when one perform, right? If I perform this yajna, various yajna, like puja to the different demigods, the demigods like Indra, Lord Indra, or Lord Varuna. Indra means he's a king of all the demigods. Okay. Lord Varuna, his water department, right? Lord Agni, his fire department, right? So Krishna is saying, I created this process of yajna. You do your yajna to please them, right? So we need to do this yajna to please demigods, and the demigods are pleased, and they give all the facilities to us, right? That is one thing. And 6:3:12, Krishna is saying, in charge of various necessities of life. Who are those? Demigods. When we do yajna, like puja to those demigods, right? They'll supply everything, all the grains, water, right? And heat, sunlight, everything are nicely supplied, right? So who is supplying this? It is the Supreme Lord himself through demigods. So just like there is a president, right? In this country, there is a president, right? So if he wants to give all the facilities to the people in general, he'll have ministers. These ministers work for this president, right? Or governors, ministers, right? So they work for the president and try to give all the things, whatever is needed, like a roads, right? People need a road to drive a car, right? People need water facilities. People need drainage facilities. People need all kinds of facilities, all taken care by these ministers, right? And there are different departments also to taken care of. Exactly same system is in the universe also, in the God's creation also. So there is a personification of everything, right? So we'll see in the next slide about the demigods in detail. But in short, when we do the yajna, like different puja to these demigods, they in turn offer many things, right? All the facilities in the nature. And we also have a duty. When we accept the thing, we have to return it. We have to offer it back to the Supreme Lord. If we don't do so, we are called a thief. Krishna is using a strong word here. When we are accepting the natural resources from the nature, breathing air, drinking water, all those things, right? One may say, yeah, I'm paying taxes to the government. Government is giving. But well, government is just managing. There is a, it's a nature. It's from the nature. Government is just coordinating to give the things in a nicer way. But these are all properties of the Supreme Lord. He's giving us all the facilities through these demigods. When we are accepting the things from the nature, we also have to give it back. Okay? If not, we'll be called a thief. So we'll try to analyze this a little bit. So we'll talk about who are these demigods. So they manage different universal affairs of the Lord. Right? In this creation, there is a sun, there is a sun god, right? So there is a rain, Varuna, Lord Varuna. There's a rain god. It's not rain god. Is a god for the department of rain. Right? In this universe also there is a person for water department, right? There's a water department. There's a person who manages this water department, right? So there is a person who manages this electricity department. There is a head person who manages all this electricity department. So like that, there are 33 crore demigods. 33 crore. In millions is 330 million demigods. 330 million demigods, they are managing this universal affairs. Entire universe, they're making sure things are correctly functioning. The air, water, wealth, light, knowledge, heat, right? Where everything, so many things. What are we see in this nature? They're all provided by these demigods. So who are these demigods? Like various departments I said. They are the devotees of the Lord. They are devotees of Lord Vishnu. Okay, so they are in the mode of goodness, sattva guna. That's why they are on the heavenly planet, and they have the job to take care of these universal affairs. And these demigods, they're all Jiva Tattva. Jiva Tattva means living entities like us, human, like ordinary souls, in short, in simple. Okay, Jivas only, they are Jivas, they are not gods. God is only one. God is only one. He is Lord Vishnu. He is the one who creates. Right? So we are all part and parcels of the Lord. We are also not God, God-like. Right? So Satchitananda, we have the properties of the Lord, but we are not God. Okay. So likewise, demigods. So we also have the God within our heart. It's called Paramatma, super soul, is also present in the heart. So we are a soul living in this body. We also have a super soul, Paramatma. Similarly, all these demigods, 330 million demigods, they also have super soul within them. They are souls, they also have super soul within them. Paramatma, Lord resides as Paramatma in the hearts of everyone. The higher than that is the Supreme Lord himself, Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana. He is the Supreme Lord. For him, there is no super soul. He himself is the super soul of everything. Okay. So all these demigods are Jiva Tattvas, just souls, ordinary souls like us. Why they got that position? Like there is a person who is managing the Department of Electricity, right? Lord Agni, his name is Agni. He's managing the Department of Electricity, heat, right? So why he got that job role? Why he got that position? Because he has good karma. Simple, as simple as that. He has good karma, good deeds. He has done so many good deeds. He's qualified to do that job. That's it. Right? So if a person not having enough good credits will be in this planet, Earth planet. Papa karma, Papa jiva, right? It's like sinful people on this Earth planet. But the problem is, I mean, it doesn't mean like they are they are good souls. Doesn't mean they're not affected by the Maya, right? So they're also do sense gratification, sense enjoyment. There is also so much enjoyment available there, okay? And they fall down. Even though the person has good credits, but when the good credits are depleted, he'll be kicked out from the heaven also, and he'll be just like normal human beings. So the people who are living beings on this Earth planet, they would have been in the heavenly planet. They would have been played a different role in these universal affairs. We don't know yet, right? Yes, that is true. He'll be kicked out. The good thing about this human, that is Earth planet, is this is a place we can work towards liberation. When there are so many facilities are given, one would not focus on the path of liberation. One tries to enjoy. Right? In this, that's the reason in this Earth planet, or scripture says, or this Earth planet is the best place to work towards liberation. So these, all the demigods, they are providing all the facilities to us. That's why we are so much indebted to them, right? Indebted to them. We have to pay them back. Just like government is giving all these facilities, government expects tax from us, right? We have to pay the tax to the government, right? So that's the system works. The same, almost similar way, in this creation also, we have to We are so much indebted to all the facilities we are being given, right? And we have to pay it back. And can we pay? What is the right way to pay it back? There are 330 million demigods, so many people. Is it an option to go and deal with many things, many people? No. We don't have to do that. We just need to worship the Supreme Lord, right? Who is the boss of all these people. That is Lord Vishnu. And the Lord Vishnu is pleased. All these demigods are already pleased. What these demigods expect us to pay back is not money. In case of government, we are using this water, we are using this electricity, and we have to pay taxes in terms of money. But in case of this universe, what we have to pay back, that's just the gratitude. Thank you. Just say thank you. God doesn't expect anything from us, just a thank you to them. But if a person uses for their own enjoyment, that is a problem. Right? From the nature, if we got a bunch of apples, if I think this is only for my enjoyment, then I'm called a thief. That's what Krishna is saying. If a person who is a thief, right? Who is a thief? If a person goes to someone's house, steals a laptop, and goes to his own home and tries to play with that laptop, use it for his own enjoyment, that person is called a thief. Right? So that's what Krishna is saying. If a person in this world gets all the facilities, enjoys all the facilities for his own purpose, right? Considering everything to be himself, right? Not sharing. It's out of ahankar, it's called ahankar. So thinking everything belongs to him. So the right way of thinking is everything belongs to the God. That's it. So when we accept from the God, we have to say thank you to the Lord, right? So the process is like the process we'll see in the upcoming verses. So you see this, there is a nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 31st chapter and 14th verse. It's like, I read it, as pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality. So this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is saying that if one wants to nourish the tree, if someone wants to grow the tree and nourish the tree, they need to pour water, right? So what options we have? One can pour water on the branch, one can pour water on the leaves, right? What is the best way to nourish the whole tree? One can look for water, like pouring water on each and every leaf of the tree to nourish, to give energy to the tree. That's so strenuous process, right? So the easy process is just pour water on the root, right? When the root gets the water, root supplies water to branch, twigs, leaves, and everything. Entire tree is nourished. The same concept, right? The same concept Krishna is saying. When we accept from the Lord, we have to pay it back as a gratitude to the Lord, as a thank you to the Lord for providing all these facilities, not thinking for our own enjoyment. And the Lord is pleased. All the demigods are already pleased. There is no separate need to please all these 33 crore demigods who are providing facilities to us in this universe. That process is called watering the root. Water the root, and the tree is nourished. Another example is food, right? If I want my entire body to be nourished, I don't need to feed my hand. I don't need to feed my nose, my eyes separately. No, just feed the stomach, put the food in the stomach, entire body is automatically nourished. Similarly, when the Supreme Lord Vishnu is satisfied, when the Lord Vishnu is pleased by our offering, when we take from these demigods, when we offer whatever it is, Krishna says in one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. God's expectation is very less. Patram, a leaf. One can offer a leaf to the God. Pushpam, one can offer one flower, only one flower to the Lord. If one is taking so much, just as a to develop generosity and as a way to pay back what we have, just a thank you, right? It's expressing our gratitude to the Lord who has given everything to us in the form of Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, right? A leaf, a water, a fruit. One fruit is enough, right? So that way, when we take, we also have to give it back in these ways. When the Lord is pleased, everyone is pleased. But if we use only for our own enjoyment, not offering it back, we are called thief. That's what Krishna is saying. So there are yajna being mentioned. There are various yajna processes being mentioned in the Karma Kanda section of Vedas. So certain things are not applicable, right? It's hard in this world. And very rarely you see people doing this yajna. So what is the best yajna recommended for this age of Kali Yuga? So there are different yugas, right? Time periods, right? So one is Kali Yuga, which started 5,000 years ago, which will last for 4.31 million, 431,000 years. So we just passed 5,000 years. If it will last for another 431,000 years. So Earth is not going to end. The universe is not going to come into end. There are so many years to come. So likewise, 432,000 times 2 times 3 times 4 are different yuga cycles. It's one full yuga cycle. We'll go through that in different verses in Bhagavad Gita when we get there in detail. But in short, we are in this Kali Yuga. So the best yajna preferred by the scriptures is Nama Sankirtana Yajna. So Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Hariparam. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord Hari. The congregational chanting of the holy names destroys all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material sufferings. So the process is very easy now. In different yugas, there are different yajnas are being mentioned. One is like in the Satya Yuga, one has to meditate, right, on himself. The process is very hard. In Treta Yuga, the various sacrifices are being mentioned to the Lord. In Dwapara Yuga, there is deity worship. In the Kali Yuga, all these things are really hard. We have a very simple process. We are lucky. It is chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's why this verse is Nama Sankirtanam Yassa Sarva Papa Pranashanam. This Nama Sankirtanam, chanting the holy name of the Lord, will itself take care of burning out all our sins. Okay. We'll go to next verse. Anyone wants to read? I'll read the Sanskrit one, 313. Yajnasishtashina shanto muchyante sarva khilbishaye bhunjate tetho agham papa e pachanti atma karanat. Translation. Someone wants to read translation.
The devotees of the Lord are released from all kind of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin.
Thank you. So in this verse, Krishna is saying he has created this yajna system, right? By doing yajna, puja to these lords, lords will take care of all the necessities. In the previous verse, he said, if we don't offer them back, we are called thief. But in this verse, he's saying, if it is offered to the Lord, is offered to the Lord, will be relieved from all the sins. But others who prepare food for their own enjoyment, ye pachanti atmakharanat, taking all the food grains from this universe and eating for their own enjoyment, Krishna is saying, they verily eat only sin. The food has to be sanctified. Right? If one may say, I get up from the bed, I brush my teeth every day, I eat food, I go to bed, I do nothing. Right? Every day, if I live for 100 years, I'm not dealing with people, I'm not conflicting with people, I'm not doing any good deeds, good karma also, I'm not doing any charitable things, I'm also not doing any offenses or illicit problems or illicit things. I'm also not doing any bad deeds, simple. Bad deeds. I'm not doing good deeds. I'm not doing bad deeds. Will I attain liberation? No. Krishna is saying, no, even if you sit at home and eat food, you'll incur sin. You'll attain karma. The law of karma is so intricate, right? So it has to be slowly broken down, understood. So even if a person sits at home, eats food, and does nothing, he still incur sin. He still accumulate karma. The karma balance is more, we take birth again just to deplete that karma. When the karma is zero, we don't have to take birth again. So the process of offering is very integral part of our life, integral part of our culture in the Sanatana Dharma, right? So if you see, if a person buys a car, you can see in this picture, right? So we go and do some puja to the car. I ask a priest, hey priest, do this puja, right? And what is the purpose in general? What is the purpose of doing this puja, car puja, right? So people do just for one reason, right? They want to be safe. They also want the car to be safe. That's it. That is the external thing. But there is a real purpose of this. The real meaning to it, right? It is offering, right? So this car, which is made of all these elements, which is from the nature, right? Yes, of course, we have to do some puja for our safety, but the higher purpose is we offer it to the Lord first. Before I enjoy it, right? This is the thing. Before I enjoy it, I offer to the Lord and enjoy it. Everybody does it. They don't know why they are doing it, but everybody does it. It is very integral part of our culture in Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. That is a real purpose. Right? So if you go to Hindu temple in Weedman Road, you'll see many people doing this. The pujari in the temple takes the keys. He takes the keys and he keeps the keys on the feet of the Lord and he offers that to the Lord. And yes, he says this word, right? Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. Everything is for the Lord. Everything is offered to the Lord. That kind of offering, we have it in our culture. We do this. And if someone earns money, right? If first time, my mom also used to say this, right? If first time if you get a salary or job, right, and we take the paycheck and keep in front of the deity and we'll say thank you, right? Thank you, God. It's because of you only, your mercy only, I can attain this. So we express our gratitude to the Lord and thanking them for the things given to us. Is also called offering. And if this is very common in our in Sanatana Dharma, in this religion, people, well, Hinduism is not a religion. Hinduism is not a religion. We practice Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal righteousness. Dharma means righteousness, right? Right. So this is applicable for the universe, not just for any country or group. Anyway, so this is part of like people following the Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, they do this, right? So when they buy a clothes, they offer to the Lord. On the festival days, there are Dashara, Diwali, and so many festival days. They offer these clothes to the Lord and accept this as prasada, right? And different religions also they do, like in Christianity also they do, right? So that is there. And if a person does housewarming ceremony, right? So their yajna is performed, and here, who goes first into the house? You know, if you see a picture, like if you see the ceremony, the puja ceremony, these people they carry the deities of the Lord, the photo picture of the Lord, and they go into the house, right? So they welcome the Lord first. That means they're offering the entire house to the Lord. So that is the real purpose, and we are using as a prasada, as a gift from the Lord. That's what he is saying. People, if we offer it back, so that is in our culture, you can see when we offer it back, we'll be relieved from all the sins. Right? But if we accept it for our own enjoyment, anything in our life, anything we are getting in our life, when we accept it for our own enjoyment, Krishna is saying, you are eating only sin, you are eating only karma, you have to take birth again. So accepting not just, I mean, that is good, like physical things, car or clothing or everything, whatever we have to offer back. And this is very, very important thing. That is food we intake, right? The food. So food also has to be sanctified. Food also has to be sanctified. Food also has karma. If a person sits at home, does nothing, eats food daily, he will also incur sin. As per Sanatananda, as per the message of Krishna here. So there are various details to it, like various, if you go in deep, right? So if I'm eating a pizza, for example, if I'm eating a pizza, right? So if we go into the details, right, how this pizza is produced, I mean, we'll go to the store and buy and eat it. We don't think more about in details, right, how it is produced, who is producing it. If you see the flour which is required to make this pizza, which is produced by a farmer, we don't know how many difficulties he's going through, how many pesticides he used to kill various living entities as part of transportation of the food grains, right? And as part of transportation of this flour, many things would have happened. Many living entities would have been killed. And we don't even know if the farmer is happy or if he's regretting for his things he's doing, or he's crying, he's not getting enough profits. We don't know. There are many things involved, right? So when one takes the food, that's what Krishna said, when one takes the food and eats for their own enjoyment, then incurs sin. There is so much karma involved in the food we intake also. So that is the reason all the Vaishnavas, all the devotees of the Lord, if you go to temple, Hindu temple or ISKCON temple or any temple, when the food is cooked, that will be offered to the Lord first. Right? They don't touch anything, they offer to the Lord first. When the food is sanctified, it becomes karma free. That food is given back as prasada. Then we distribute the food to everyone. It's not just in the temple, we can also do it at home too. Right? When we buy the groceries, as a part of gratitude, we offer to the Lord. When we cook the food, we offer to the Lord. When the watering the root, same thing, watering the root. When the Lord is pleased, He removes the karma. He removes the karma from this food and He gives His reminiscences as prasada. It becomes karma-free food. Karma-free food. This is given in many scriptures and which is emphasized by many acharyas, Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and many Srila Prabhupada, many acharyas who have also well established this, that one has to eat only the sanctified food, only prasadam. Okay, so I'll stop here, and there are many more details. It's already 7:35. If you have any questions or thoughts or sharing realizations, we can take now. I will continue this verse and try to complete this section of Karma Kanda in our next session. So I'll stop here.